Good morning all. Myself Mohammad Shafiullah, Assistant Professor in Department of CSE BITM Bellary. Welcome back to this course on C programming for problem solving. So in this session I am going to explain you about the parameter passing techniques or also called the argument passing techniques. So parameter passing technique or argument passing technique is basically a technique wherein the parameters or arguments are passed from calling function to called function. So in the previous class we have seen that functions communicate with one another in order to get the task done, right? So when they communicate, they exchange data or arguments. The input what a function accepts is referred to as parameter or argument. So these things, when they communicate, when the functions communicate, they are going to pass the data from one calling function to the called function. So that the technique wherein they pass is referred to as parameter passing techniques. So there are two techniques by which the data can be passed from calling function to the called function, or communication which happens from two functions. So one is call by value or pass by value, the other is call by reference or pass by. So call by value, pass by value, or call by reference or pass by reference. So to understand this, let us take an example in order to understand this parameter passing techniques. So I have got my CPS notes with me, I have got CPS book with me. So this is what I have, a CPS book with me. Imagine this has to be a CPS notes or a book with me. So one of my student approaches me and asks me for the book. In order to study, he asks me the book. So what I do is I give him a Xerox copy of this. I do not give the original copy of my book since I need to have it with me. What I do is I take a Xerox copy of this book and I give him. So that Xerox copy I call it as a book copy. You can find this in red color. So this is my actual notes which is with me. So now one among my student has approached me for the book. I have given a Xerox copy. So this is my Xerox copy. So now I have made a copy of it and I am giving it. So now if a student tries to modify this book, is he actually modifying my original book or it is this book? So it is this book which is getting modified, right? So the original book is remained unchanged. It is not changed because it is not the original book what I have given to my student. I am given the Xerox copy. So that is what now you tell me whether a change in this will make a change. No, right? So this is nothing but, to understand this is nothing but your pass by value or call by value. So what happens in call by value or pass by value? In call by value technique, the calling function transfers the value of actual parameters to corresponding formal parameters in the call function. That is why the name call by value, because the values of actual parameters are copied into corresponding formal parameters, hence the name call by value. Now any change in value of formal parameter in the called function will not alter or affect or change the actual parameter in calling function. Am I right or not? So I gave you an example, right? When they try to change this book remains unchanged, the original book remains unchanged. So any change in formal parameter will not alter a change in actual parameter. So we say that pass by value technique protects data. Fine. So this is about call by value technique. I hope you have understood this. Now let us take an example of call by reference. Now a student approaches me for the same notes. Now rather than assume this has to be my table. I have kept a book on my table. Now a student approaches me for the notes. So what I do now is I just say that the book is on my table, you can take it. I give him in the address. I say that the book is on my table, you can take it. So now am I not giving him the actual address of the book? So now if he tries to change this, is it not a change in actual? Exactly, because I have given him the reference of the address. So any change in formal parameter will be a change in actual parameter. So this is called by reference or call by address. So what happened in call by value? I did not give him the actual book. What I did, I just told him that I just gave him in the Xerox copy, right? I gave him a copy, duplicate copy. Values were copied, but here addresses will be copied. So that is what happens in call by reference. Rather than copying the value, what calling function does, transfers the addresses of actual parameters. It transfers what, the addresses of actual parameters to corresponding formal parameters in the call function. Since formal parameters have the addresses itself, right, they have the actual location, they have the reference, they have the address of actual parameters. So any change in the value of formal parameter in the call function will modify, will affect or change the actual parameter in the calling function. So call by value technique protects data, whereas call by reference technique does not protect your data. So there should be logically, technically there should be a difference when you write a call by value and a call by reference. So call by reference technique can be returned or can be, it requires two operators. One is address operator represented as ampersand, and the other is indirection operator or dereference operator represented by asterisk symbol. Fine. Let us see these programs with an example so that let us see these techniques with an example so you understand this. Remember, by default all your programs are call by value. By default whatever the programs we write are call by value programs. So now let us go with the program. So here I have a program to demonstrate pass by value. So now I have a header file, then I have a function declaration. Look at the return type of function declaration, it is void, it's not integer. Last time we had integer, so here we have void. So you should understand that when we write void, you should easily understand that the return type will not be a value, it will be just a return statement. So now int num equals to 5. I have a variable, local variable in main function called num equals to 5. Now I say fun of num. I am calling a function and I am passing the variable num. So now the value of num is 5 will be copied. There is a function call where the control goes from calling function to, it goes to the called function. So now void fun of int x. So what is the value of num? 5 will be copied to x. Now here we are changing the value of x from x equals to x plus 7. What was the value of num? 5. Now x value is 5 plus 7, which will be 12. Now we are returning the control back to the calling function. Here we are printing the value of num, right? Any guess what will be the output of this program? So let me explain you again this program. So I have here fun of int x, that is I have a function fun, and then I am passing the value of num as 5 from function call fun. Then int x value is copied, num value which is 5 is copied into x equals to x plus 7, which will be 12. Value of x is 12, and I am returning the control back here. Now I am trying to print num. So I have the program here. Let me run this program and then try to check the output. I have the same code here. Let me run this. Now I get the output num as 5. The reason of for num being 5 but not 12 is call by value technique protects data. I said call by value technique protects data. Of course your formal parameter x is changed, your x is changed, but not your actual parameter is changed. So any change in the formal parameter in the called function will not make a change in actual parameter in the function call. Of course x is changed, your Xerox copy, my Xerox notes is changed, but not the actual notes is changed. Hence we say that call by value technique protects data. So if I try to print here the value of x in the called function, obviously I get the value as 12. But since I am printing in the function call in the main function, my my actual parameter is unchanged. Hence I get the result as 5 but not 12. Fine. So this is what with respect to call by value technique is. Let us see call by reference technique. So now pass by reference. I said that you have got two operators, right? Extra you have to use two operators. One is star, that is indirection operator or the dereference operator. The other is ampersand operator. What are we passing? Are we passing values or addresses? We are passing addresses. So which is the operator for addresses? It is the ampersand. So your your actual parameter should not be just num. It should be ampersand num. It should be ampersand num. Why it should be ampersand num? You are not passing the value of num, you are passing the address of num. We will see this addresses, point indirection and ampersand indirection operator and address operator in detail in pointers. As of now, remember that we are passing the address of num. We are not passing the value of num, which is 5. We are passing the address of num. Let us assume the address of num to be 100 or 200 some value. So we are passing it. So what this? So x should not be declared simply x, it should be used with star. The star x is nothing but star is an indirection operator. Star is nothing but an indirection operator. So now x will be having the address of num. X will be having the address of num. Instead of copying values, we are copying the addresses. We are sending the addresses. Hence the value of num, x will be the address of num. Fine. So now what is this ampersand star are? They are used for pointers. So what this ampersand is, it is called as address operator. What it says, use this value as an address. What ampersand operator says, use this value as an address. What star says, get me the value stored at an address. Get me the value stored at an address. See, if I write simply x here, you know what is the value of x? It is the address of num, right? But I am not interested in address of num. I am interested in the value of num. What is the value of num? 5. How do I retrieve the value? To retrieve the value, I should use star x. If I simply write x, it is like, let me assume the address of num is 100. What is the value of num? 5. If I simply write x, it is address. What is the value of address? What is the address of num? 100. It will be 100 plus 7 if I do not write star. But when I write star, it is not the address, it is the value, which is 5. So now any change in formal parameter is actually a change in actual parameter. So now let us run this and check it out. What will be the output? So same code, program to demonstrate, pass by reference. If I run, I should get the value of x as, num as 12. Why? Because change in formal parameter is a change in actual parameter. So what is the difference between call by value and call by reference? Call by value technique protects data, call by reference doesn't protect data. So programming in program, how they are different? Your call by value technique doesn't use those two special operators. One is indirection operator and the other is address operator. Whereas call by reference uses those two operators, indirection operator and address operator. So how do you remember? Remember, call by address is nothing but passing the addresses, right? So always remember your function call when you are calling a function call. When you invoke a function, you should prefix the ampersand address operator with that variable. Your actual parameter should have the ampersand. Only function call is the place wherein we have ampersand. So now who is going to take those addresses? The formal parameters, right? So the formal parameter should have the indirection operator. So this is how you can remember. The only place where I use address operator is in function call. So the corresponding formal parameter should be with indirection operator. When I use the word corresponding, even if I have 3 variables and only one variable if I am passing the address, that particular corresponding formal parameter should have star. Not all 3 should have indirection operator. So what address operator says, use this value as an address. What indirection operator says, get me the value stored at an address. So I hope you are clear with this. That's it for this session. Thank you.